Yoo-hoo, Ashnflash here, and welcome into my Frozen CMF series, and I'm really excited to be able to bring you guys this. Frozen is one of my favorite Disney movies. I absolutely love the music, I love the characters, I love just so much about it, and I absolutely was so excited about the sequel that released this past weekend, and I have to say, it is absolutely phenomenal, so I really recommend that you go out and see it. But don't worry, you can watch this video if you haven't seen the sequel yet. There are no spoilers or anything even remotely relating to that here in this video. All the characters are based off of different things from TV spots and trailers, so if you haven't seen, I guess, a trailer, then maybe don't watch this, go watch the movie first. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's kick things off with the first character in the series, and it is young Elsa, and she is here and she's actually using Violet Parr's hairpiece. I thought that it worked really well with the headband, and the hair looked kind of similar, it's just angled the wrong way, as well as the skirt piece that she's using. You would think is from Trolls, but I actually designed that piece prior to LEGO ever making it in the Trolls line, so that's pretty unique and special to me to see like a piece that I thought of actually made into LEGO minifigure form, not just a character but an actual piece. But anyways, her accessory here is actually the head of a snowman, and it's actually meant to be Olaf's head, and it's a redesign of it with the mouth actually closed and the carrot still is attached to it, but it has some different printing and everything. And moving on to the next character is young Anna, so that they can build a snowman. And anyways, she actually has a Olaf snowman body piece there. No arms or anything, but it does have the coal printed, and no feet because he didn't have any while they were making him when they were younger. And she actually comes with a brand new hairpiece. It is kind of like the version that she has from the official LEGO Disney Series 2, and her hair is just a little bit shorter because she is really young here, and she's using the same Trolls dress piece. But moving on to the next character, it's actually two young characters, and I really wanted to include, of course, all the main characters from the movies, and Sven is a very big important part of all of the movies and shorts and all that, so I really wanted to include him here in the series, and I was struggling with how I should do that, and I decided that I would take the baby reindeer piece that they designed for the LEGO Frozen 2 sets, but actually shrink it down to make it minifigure scale rather than have him be mini doll scale. And he just has some different printing and everything, and Kristoff here is actually using the hairpiece that LEGO uses, just in tan versus the light yellow, and he also comes with an ice block. Moving on to the next character, which is, of course, Hans, the villain from the first movie, and he's here, and he's one of my favorite characters just because I really love Love is an Open Door, and I just think that that's one of the best songs, and unfortunately it's with the villain, but he's here. And Hans is actually using Han Solo's hairpiece there, and I think that it works really well in the dark orange, and his accessory is just a regular Lord of the Rings sword. The next character is Olaf, and he's finally getting to do what Frozen things do in summer, and I wish that I wasn't sick so that I could try and do impressions for these characters. But anyways, here's Olaf, and he actually is using a cane piece that I designed for the Disney Plus CMF series, and he also comes with a new molded head that actually has a hat connected to it, and he works the same way as the newer Olaf here, just he has some different printing, and I changed his coloring around, like his arms are dark brown. I just made him a little bit more accurate. But moving on to the next character, it is another version of Kristoff, and this is actually him based off of his Frozen 1 appearance. So he comes with a new hair and hat combo, as well as a carrot as his accessory. And you're probably wondering, well, wait a second, you just skipped over Anna and Elsa's Frozen 1 appearances. And well, they're actually already in a Disney CMF series, which you can see on screen now from Series 2. And then moving on to the next character, it is actually King Egner, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. I'm not Norwegian, but anyways, he's here, and he's actually using the classic pirate's neck attachment, and the hairpiece that he's actually using is Commissioner Gordon's from the LEGO Batman movie. And next, of course, I had to include, if I'm including the king, I have to include the queen, and it is, of course, Queen Aduna, and she's using the newer dress piece here, as well as the same hairpiece that Anna comes with in the Arendale's Castle Village set from Frozen 2. I just thought that it looked really similar, the way that they tied up their hair and everything, and I'm really happy with the way that these characters came out. And while I was actually designing them, I'm just going to put them on screen now together. It's interesting to see how some of the patterns and everything, they're so intricate, and that these two characters actually had the same patterns and everything throughout their two outfits. So I thought that was pretty cool. But moving on to the 9th character in the series, and it is actually Grandpa B. And you know, I'm really happy with how this came out. It was actually kind of based off of the Olaf design from the Frozen 2 sets, but also in terms of the arms and everything, and just the body shape itself. I guess really the only thing is the feet that's meant to be like Olaf, but the body and arms are actually one piece, and then I guess the head can actually turn. And I think that would be pretty cool, and I'm shocked that we've never gotten the trolls in any Lego form besides the actual Lego Frozen Lights miniseries. But he also comes with a crystal piece. I don't know, just threw him a random accessory. But moving on to the next character, and it is actually the Duke of Weaselton, or I guess Wesselton. But anyways, he's here, and he is using the Imperial Navy neck attachment there, and he also has a mustache piece because his mustache is very big, and it's in light gray, and the hairpiece that he has is just the slicked back hair in the same color. He's also the only character in the series to have mid-legs given his smaller stature. And moving on to the next character, it is actually Elsa from the Frozen Fever short, and she's actually using a modified hairpiece from the ones from the Disney Princess line. Never really understood Lego's coloring for her hair, but anyways, it also has a flower in it, and just she's using the same cape piece that she has from the regular Disney CMF series, but recolored in this green and flowery Frozen Fever outfit, and her accessories are the little snow babies, and they actually have a new bottom piece but using the orb pieces still for the head, and they have some new face printing. Next, of course, we have Anna from the Frozen Fever short as well, and she was a lot of fun to design. She's using the same hairpiece from the Arendelle Castle Village set. Her accessory is actually a slice of cake from her sunflower cake for her birthday, and just her design was a lot of fun to make and very colorful and different. But moving on, it's of course Oaken, and he's one of the biggest characters to come out of the franchise, I think, and he's just so iconic. And anyways, he's here, and he's got a new hair and hat combo, as well as this new bottle piece for his sunscreen from his big summer blowout. But I'm really happy with how he turned out. But moving on, now we're getting into the Frozen 2 characters. So again, if you want to skip out, I understand. But first up, we have Anna, and she's here using her hairpiece from the CMF series, and she's got the same cape piece as well that comes over onto the front, and her accessory is actually a new sword piece based, of course, off of the Lord of the Rings one, but it is actually has some like ice coming out of it. Moving on, we actually have the Snow Queen, Elsa, and she's using the same hairpiece from the CMF series as well. She's a new cape piece, and her accessory is this little adorable guy from Frozen 2. We've seen him in a couple of TV spots and such. It's actually a brand new piece, and it's not the chameleon piece, but I did use that as a base model for designing it. And then next we have Kristoff, and this is based off of his Frozen 2 attire, and he comes with a brand new lute piece so that he could sing his "Reindeers are better than people." But moving on, next we have Yelena, and she has a brand new hairpiece, and it was really difficult with coming up with some of the coloring for her, especially when it came to her clothing, because there's not a lot of images that exist of her. But she was in a lot of the TV spots and such, so I wanted to include her. She has a staff piece in white, as well as the baby reindeer piece, but just recolored to be the ones that we see in the trailers, as well as from the Frozen 2 set. And lastly, in the series, we actually have Lieutenant Matthias, and he's here, and he is, in my opinion, more accurate in terms of some of the skin coloring as well as just his clothing. Like, that's something that I noticed with a lot of the mini dolls, they're really inaccurate. But anyways, he's here and he is using Lando's hairpiece from the Solo sets, as well as one of the shield pieces with the Arendelle logo on it in bronze, as well as he's got a regular cape piece here. But anyways, everyone, that is my entire Frozen CMF series from all the movies and the shorts and stuff. Let me know down below in the comments which ones are your favorites. Who would you have liked to see me put in here? There are a ton of Frozen characters, and I specifically did not include some of the outfits from Frozen 2, especially towards the end, because there are a lot of minifigures that I would love to make, but I want to keep this spoiler free. So anyways, everyone, I hope that you did enjoy this, and I hope that you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.